So finally here. So I'm making this video to put that out there in the beginning, to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. Something that's it's still a very touchy topic for me. The purpose of me speaking on my sexual assault story isn't for anyone to feel sorry for me. It's not to gain sympathy from anybody. It's solely to keep the conversation that's going. I hope that whoever sees this, someone that sees it, if not, if just one person, it will help in some way. Because in some crazy way, I feel like this is going to help me. So I hope it can do that. About to be some heavy shit. But no, seriously, to get right into it, because I tend to talk a lot. Basically, when I was 6 years old, it began where my aunt's husband would sexually assault me. And by that, I specifically mean molestation. And that lasted up until I was about 14. It started out pretty, I was about to say pretty innocent. It started out pretty simple, where he would, you know, kiss me. I'm just a 6-year-old. I'm 6 when it started. Kiss me, hug me for a really long time. Yeah, that's as simple as I guess it can sound. Then it got to the point where he would ask me to like take my shirt off or take my clothes off in general and just start touching me in the breast area. Well, 6, I'm a kid. I don't really have anything, but you know, the breast area, the vagina area, places his hands did not belong. For a really long time, I didn't tell anybody. When I finally did tell somebody, it was cousins that I was really close to. And at the time that I said something to them, and I told them not to, like, I made them swear not to tell. I was about 9 at the time, and it was still going on. At the time, we were all kids. It's not like that was going to change anything. Neither did I expect it to. I just wish I had that same courage I've had back in 9 to tell them to tell the people that needed to hear it. So as I got older, you know, they moved out of where it originally started, moved into their own place. I was still going over there. And I know you may think like, well, why were you still going over there? They moved. Why were you still going over there? Nobody knew. So as a kid, you feel like you don't have a lot of power. You feel like you don't have as much power as you think. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have as much power as you really do. So as a kid, for me, I knew my reasons why I didn't say anything. And my two main reasons were that I know my parents. I know how protective of me they are. And I think I was more scared of what they might do rather than their reaction to it. My next reason was just simply me not thinking people would believe me, you know. I mainly knew that my aunt that was married to him at the time, still, whatever, I knew she wouldn't believe me. It never crossed my mind ever that my mom and dad wouldn't believe me. Ever. Like, it never crossed my mind, oh, will they believe me? But it always crossed my mind, what would they do if they found out? Not to me, you know, just in general, what would they do? Like, can you imagine as a kid, like, being 6 through the age of 14 or whatever, being that young, and you caring more about your parents' safety and their freedom than the person that's causing you harm. I actually didn't tell my parents until I was about 16, 17. So it had already stopped for a few years. And I finally said something, and of course, their reaction was what I expected, especially my dad's. But at the end of the day, I can't be mad. Like, you know, that's what happened. So I know a lot of people are gonna watch this and probably question, like, well, I let it happen for so long, or it went on for so long, for so many years. Why did I wait till I was 16 to say something? Or why didn't I say something? Or whatever questions. I'm not really sure how this goes, honestly. But I can sit here and give, I'm not gonna say a million, but I could give a couple reasons as to why I didn't, or, you know, moments where I did want to say something, because Lord knows there was a lot of them throughout it happening and even after it stopped. But honestly, I feel like the only reason I owe anybody is no reason. Like, I don't have to explain the emotions or how I was feeling as to why I didn't say something. Because I'm learning that what happened is not my fault. I knew it wasn't my fault. I've known for years, for over a decade. But I feel like when people, I'm not gonna say women because it happens to men too, when people go through things like this, it does something to them that can only probably be explained up here. And when you're going through healing, I'm learning still. Like I said, I'm learning. When you're going through the healing process of sexual abuse, of any type of abuse, anything, you learn that you don't have to keep telling people why. Like, it's always going to be a question why you didn't do this, why you did that, why you waited then. I can only say that I said something when I was ready. Kind of prolonged this video for a really long time, and I just want to say that I can't really describe how I feel right now. Like, I do feel good that I'm letting it out, and you know, whoever sees this, I hope it helps somebody. But honestly, I don't know how I feel. I guess that's the beauty of healing. Like, you may not feel happy, sad, you may not feel that emotion right then and there, but it's about actually going through the process all in itself. So this is me at 21 saying I'm still growing. I'm in the process of healing. It's hard as shit. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Sexual abuse, sexual assault is not a game. It's not a joke. It's not something to lie about, which is why I feel like it's super and extremely hard. Disclaimer, I was going to do this video a different kind of way, but I'm glad I did it verbally because I feel like it's something I needed to say rather than have you guys read. Just want to talk about the symptoms that I went through dealing with this that I didn't even know I had. Like, these are things that were just happening for years and years, and it didn't occur to me. It didn't sit in my mind. It didn't sit with me until I realized that, like, I was becoming this person that I didn't want to be. I was becoming a very, very miserable person, and I had to change. Some symptoms of sexual assault that I went through were random flashbacks, nightmares, sudden trembling and shaking, self-destructive behavior, always angry, emotional numbness, blaming myself for what happened, trust issues, and at a point in time, using drugs and alcohol to somewhat ease my pain, I guess to say. I think what really was a trigger for me and what really made me realize I need to stop and, like, change before I end up alone, like, no, nobody wants to be around me, was the fact that I realized I literally was always angry. Like, always angry. And I legit would have no reason for it. Like, I'd just be angry. I'm glad it did, though, because I wouldn't be on this journey, maybe, at this time. Or, like, I wouldn't be so far into this journey of healing as I am. So, I'm glad it happened when it did. To close this out, because I'm not really good at this. I don't know if you guys know this. It's like my first time doing something like this. I keep looking all over the place instead of looking in the camera because this is weird. But to close out, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not doing this for sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for people to feel bad for me, because there are tons of people that have been through worse, that have survived worse, that haven't survived at all. So I just wanted to share my story as a part of me healing, and also maybe to help somebody else begin to heal. I'm not really sure. This is just the first step.